Welcome back to part 2, exploring around Hodgeman County, Kansas. Hopefully you watched part 1, where we explored around the northern kind of half of the county. It had the 2 incorporated towns in it, and actually Jetmore is the county seat, and I did a separate video about Jetmore, so it wasn't in the first video, but that's where we started that video. And hopefully you've watched those 2 videos and ready for the final installment, which is the southern half of the county, which there is very little population, and will be interesting to see if we can find much. I am currently on the western county border, on the county line here with Hodgeman and Finney County, and it's very wide open. And the reason I'm starting here is because just down the way there's a little unincorporated community called Calvesta. It's the nearest community to an old ghost town that was somewhere around here named Beersheba. And in fact, I think it's a couple miles north because it was said to be on the Pawnee River. I have a book here, Ghost Towns of Kansas, Volume 4. Daniel Fitzgerald wrote a whole bunch of these books. They're awesome. This is a huge book. And there is a story about Beersheba. And it's an interesting story about a Jewish colony that was to be set up out here. And it really, it had a lot of potential, had a lot of excitement. People moved out from Cincinnati, which is near where I grew up. And there was a kind of Rabbi Wise was the leader of it. And so when I saw those things, that was an interesting thing to check out. It was a failed colony, but it was an effort to come out here and establish a Jewish colony from 1882, and it lasted till maybe 1886, but through harshness of Western Kansas and through just some not understanding the land and things like that, it never survived. It kind of laid the foundation for some of these Jewish communities to take a chance and expand throughout the United States. So pretty interesting that happened right here in Hodgeman County, right kind of on the county line here. So let's head south. There's a couple interesting dots on the map, and then there's a couple of recreational areas maybe that we might check out. So let's just get down the road and see what we can find. Hopefully we can find something interesting. One thing I'm noticing are the back roads here in Hodgeman County are mostly dirt, not gravel or rocks or anything like that. So it's good. But I can imagine if it rains, that it could be problematic back here. A lot of these counties, you're always looking for jagged rocks and things, not get a flat tire. Out here, it's been pretty smooth. I've been driving around for a while and haven't found much. The video, I kind of skipped through all these back roads, but I finally did find something, the St. Michael's Cemetery. And there's nothing else here except for looks like an abandoned house and a bunch of kind of a junkyard. And so I walk over to here, and it tells that there was a church here, a St. Michael's Lutheran Church. And so at least there was something here. Church isn't here obviously anymore. And driving around from where we started the day at the county line to here, it's just been a lot of dirt roads, and every several miles there might be a house or a ranch or something like that. So yeah, it's a nice cemetery. Seems like it's very well kept, even though there really don't appear to be anything in terms of a community or town or church or anything way out in these parts. just driving along, and off into the distance I saw these couple old abandoned buildings, which is not uncommon, but it's interesting because there's like this whole field here and the weeds are growing up all around these buildings. The Horse Thief Reservoir is about 8 miles west of Jetmore, and is named after the nearby Horse Thief Canyon, which got its name because there were probably some horses being stolen in that area way back in the day. This was a reservoir that was completed in 2009, and by 2016 it was nearly at capacity and has been ever since. Just down the road from the Horse Thief Reservoir, this Hodgeman County Lake Park, I couldn't find much information about, and it seemed like it was abandoned almost. So maybe it was more significant years ago, but nowadays it's pretty empty. It looks like they had something going on here, but who knows what it was. It's a rare, calm day here at the Jetmore Airport. I mean, it's probably calm usually in terms of the traffic. Be a great day to fly. This is the Hodgeman County State Park. There's not much in the southern half of the county, obviously, as we're finding today. A couple interesting parks and, but not a lot of towns or evidence of towns. And on my map, there's a dot that says Orwell. And I had found that it was called Fordham for about 6 years in the 1870s and 80s, and then was renamed Orwell. And so I came to the dot, and I found an old abandoned school. So I actually was standing here taking a picture, and somebody drove down the road and there, what are you doing? And I said, yeah, I just found this, taking a picture, and they said it was called Orwell. Obviously don't go over to it because it's pretty much falling apart. So yeah, this was one of the old schools. You know, you think about how much land is down here that there's really nobody at anymore. There used to be more people, and they would have schools scattered, you know, miles apart. And so obviously this was one of them. So cool to see there's something historic we have found at the intersection of 228 and H Road. So not much else except for just wide open, really beautiful areas of Hodgeman County. There was another post office probably in this vicinity called Saw Log, and right before I got here, I crossed over Saw Log Creek, and there's a saw log oil field in this area too. So, but the post office was only lasted for a few months, and I don't know if there was a school or anything like that. I don't even know. I'm guessing it was somewhere in this vicinity, but with the creek, it followed along. Who knows where it might have been, but I'm guessing with the oil field and the creek here, probably wasn't too far from here, which would have been interesting if Orwell had a post office and there was another one not too far from here, considering how, you know, how sparsely populated this area is. Well, our final stop is at the St. Mary's Church. There's not much else in terms of old post offices I could find beyond this. So this is a beautiful old church. So I figured this would be a great place to wrap things up. And they have this awesome sign that I guess is probably like members of the church, or at least people that live around here. And you see these in some rural areas still. And it would say, you know, like Derrick is 1 mile to the north, Merle is 2 miles north, and 3/4 of a mile west. And that was that was like the phone book in a way back in the day. And so pretty interesting. Sign's in great shape. I'm guessing they, you know, have redone that, you know, not too long ago. It says 1904, 1997, assuming that's maybe when the church was active. I'm guessing the church is still active. It looks like a nice church. So maybe 1904 to 1907 represents something else. I'm not sure. But there's a cemetery here, and we'll go check out the church and have some final thoughts. Kind of finding graves from all over the place. So that one's 1907. This one's 1889. And then like 2017 right there. So this obviously has been here for a long time. There's a community that's done a really nice job. This is a really nice graveyard. There are a lot of Gleasons. Dozens all down through these couple rows right there. When you look at the directory, there's really about, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 families. It's a really beautiful church. It says on the side of the wall there, dedicated 1905, rededicated like 1925. Sometimes the churches are open, we'll see. All right. This seems like a good place to sit down and collect my thoughts for Hodgeman County. It was certainly interesting. These western Kansas counties, they have some similarities from time to time, like what was the one that I did? Lincoln County felt like this one a little bit. And there would be like, part of it would have old towns and some old buildings, and then vast parts of it wouldn't have anything. And that's kind of what we ran into today. And there weren't a ton of post offices in Hodgeman County back in the day. I think like 20 something total. So I'll show you the ones that we didn't talk about or didn't find, ones that who knows where they are. If you know, maybe you could put, you know, the answer down in the comments. But I really enjoyed it. There, you know, Jetmore is a great county seat, and it seems like some really nice people here that I met. And I'd say if you have a chance to come out this way, it's easily a place you would zoom right by and not think of, but some cool things to stop and check out in Hodgeman County. Thanks for making it all the way to the end of that video. And now that you're here, let me tell you a little bit about some of the extras that we have on the channel. One of the things you can do is you can become a member. There's 3 levels. There's the supporter level, there's the producer level, and the executive producer level. And all 3 levels have different perks, and as you are more supportive financially, there's more perks. We have extra videos every week and a lot of fun stuff going on in the member section. If you haven't done so, make sure you check out travelwithawiseguy.com. We've got lots of extra stuff on there, and one of the things is merchandise. You can get you Travel with a Wise Guy t-shirt. We have Death Go Round t-shirts. We have some coffee mugs, different things that are a lot of fun, and people seem to have enjoyed. Good quality there. Also on the website, you can do things like check out the Google map. I have a pin dropped in every place I've done videos about, then a link to the video so you can look at the map, and maybe there's somewhere where you live or somewhere you want to go. You can check out that map, and it seemed to be a very popular thing. You can sign up for my newsletter. I do that about every 3 weeks. It's totally free. And there's also all kinds of other links and tidbits in there, old videos, podcasts, just everything I could think of I throw on the website. So make sure you check out travelwithawiseguy.com. Thank you for everyone who has been supportive of this channel, and thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. And now for the reason you're probably here, the outtakes. I have a book here, Ghost Towns of Kansas, which part is this? These western Kansas counties, and there's a heck of an echo in here. Echo! Our final stop of the day, St. Mary's has a death go round. It has seen better days. There's a part missing, and it's right over there. Man, well, at least somebody didn't steal it and use it for parts, but see how it spins. Oh, you gotta be careful you don't hit your leg on that. Okay. Well, you know, nice design, and doesn't spin great, very heavy, but I do like the fact that all the parts are still here, probably in its original form, and somebody could put that back on there. Okay, we'll give it a 6 out of 10.